Solo, a Star Wars story, was pitched to audiences as a look into the life and times of Han Solo. But Star Wars fans got a lot more of the history of the world around Han than they might have been expecting. And nothing was more unexpected than the return of Darth Maul. While Maul's appearance didn't have much of an effect on Solo's story, it suggests huge implications for the way the Star Wars saga will unfold down the line. Let's break down what Darth Maul's appearance in Solo means for the future of Star Wars. Criminal Circle. The most direct plot consequence of Darth Maul's return has everything to do with his new day job, running a criminal enterprise. In Solo, Maul is the shadowy leader of the crime syndicate Crimson Dawn, with Dryden Voss and Kira near the top of the organization's hierarchy. Other than Crimson Dawn, the galaxy plays hosts to groups like the Mandalorian Death Watch, the Hutt Clan, and the Pike Syndicate, with the Pikes facilitating the smuggling of spice out of Kessel. The other two organizations have ties to very familiar Star Wars characters, the Mandalorian Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt, both of whom eventually end up having dealings with Han Solo. Considering that a Boba Fett movie is in the making and a Jabba appearance is clearly set up by the end of Solo, the intersecting crime syndicates appear to be an ideal way to connect the different Star Wars stories back into a larger world, with an underground criminal web pulling the sprawl together. Everything is connected. For fans who only watch the movies, Darth Maul has long been out of the picture. Obi-Wan Kenobi cut him in half, and then both pieces of him fell into the unknown depths of Naboo. But as his appearance in Solo indicates, the movies aren't all that matters anymore. While tons of Star Wars lore outside of the main series of films was jettisoned after Disney purchased Lucasfilm, Darth Maul remained in the animated, canonical Clone Wars. He survived his thrashing at the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi thanks to the force of the dark side. Maul ended up being transported to a trash planet, where he passed the time by constructing himself a set of robot spider legs. Maul went on to become a pivotal character in the Star Wars The Clone Wars animated TV series, as well as its follow-up, Star Wars Rebels. While those shows have been canonical as far as Disney is concerned, few characters who have spent so much time on the small screen have returned to the big one. Until now. The fact that Maul's story is now being folded back into the movies has huge implications for the rest of the Star Wars canon. Suddenly, all the characters from Disney's expanded universe feel like fair game to get called up to the movies' major leagues, and that's never really been a possibility before. Versus Obi-Wan. Maul's appearance in Solo won't necessarily be explored in a Solo sequel. After all, Han Solo and Darth Maul aren't known for their dealings together. Maul's real nemesis, of course, is the man who chopped him up in the first place, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maul's quest for vengeance against the self-exiled Jedi dominated his story in Star Wars Rebels, which canonically takes place several years after the events of Solo: A Star Wars Story. The quest for revenge comes to fruition in the Star Wars Rebels episode Twin Suns, with Maul finally tracking down Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Their duel doesn't end well for Maul, with Obi-Wan dispatching him almost effortlessly. But even though we know where Maul's story ends up, there's still a lot of story left to tell, with years worth of gaps to fill. With a potential Obi-Wan movie on the horizon, could Maul's story continue in that film? Rumors indicate that the Obi-Wan movie is currently in pre-production, scheduled to be filmed after Episode 9 wraps. It's all subject to change, but it feels compelling. Crime lord or not, Maul doesn't really belong in a Solo sequel. Not as much as Jabba and his people, or the bounty hunter Boba Fett. But an Obi-Wan movie is a perfect fit, and maybe where we can expect Maul's story to properly pick up next. Magical New Worlds. At the conclusion of Solo, Maul summons Kira to come and meet with him on his home planet of Dathomir, a world previously unseen on the big screen. Dathomir has played host to a number of malevolent Force users, not Jedi, not Sith, but something in between. Along with his brother Savage Opress, Maul was raised on the planet by a society called the Night Sisters, Force-sensitive witches who used Dathomir's strange energies to wield potent magic. The existence of wizardry on the fringes of the Force is an aspect of Star Wars that's remained relatively unexplored in the movies, where any mystic character has typically either been a Jedi or Sith. But in the expanded universe, the Force is more like a spectrum. For one thing, there's the existence of gray Jedi who draw from both the light and dark sides of the Force. Additionally, the Force-sensitive Chirrut in Rogue One also broadened our understanding of how the Force manifests. Maul's story could further that developing understanding in the movies. His home world would be a perfect venue for expanding Star Wars' presentation of the mystical, adding some mystery back to the Force by demonstrating that it's not always as simple as a light side and a dark. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.